everyone, and welcome back to the vlog. I am so pumped for this reading week, as I am for every single reading week around here. I just get so jazzed up to start some new books and be able to talk about it with you all. So what are we reading this week? We are going to be continuing A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I'm about halfway through the book now and am having a very good time with it. It is just kind of fast-paced. We are getting to watch our main female character, Pip, as she is in her senior year and she's picked her capstone project on a murder that has happened in her town that happened 5 years ago, and it was a very easy open and shut case, and she thinks that there might be some more information there that has not been brought up. So she is going to start digging, and she is fearless. My girl is just going after it. So I'm very excited to read more of this and share my thoughts with you all. Then my audiobook for the week is For Aunties and a Wedding by Jessie Q. Sutanto. This is Aunties number 2 in the series, and we are watching our main character, Meddy. She's getting married and just everything is going wrong because the mafia have showed up to her wedding. And let me tell you, I understand the plot is ridiculous and very unlikely, and I have said that you just need to accept that going into it, but even for me, it's a little too ridiculous even having accepted it. But that's okay. We are going to finish it on a strong note and just keep listening and enjoying our time with it. And then I think the other book that we are going to pick up this week is just keep moving forward in this series and pick up Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson and just like really keep the momentum going. I'm not sure what this book is about. I'm assuming it takes place like right after A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and we're just gonna keep rolling on. So I am looking forward to it. I think it's going to be fun, and this is spoiler free, so I'll give my thoughts in the vaguest way possible and just rock on from there. So I'm very much looking forward to it. And that is it. We have a very chill week coming up. We only have one plan for the entire week so far. I guess that can change, but I am looking forward to it, and I think I have a lot of book mail coming in this week and some very special book mail nonetheless, so I am really excited to share that with you all and get some grad school work done too. It's gotta happen. It's gotta get done. So we are going to do that and then just hang out and read. So let's get into it. Hey there. Okay, it is Monday night now and we have done all the things, but I need to do grad school work and I am wildly depressed about it because it needs to get done, so I just need to do it. I'm going to set my timer for an hour and do that and then walk for the rest of the night and read. So we're going to do that, but I wanted to show you all the books that I just got in the mail today because it was such exciting book mail. Okay, so we'll do the Blackwell's haul first, and Blackwell's is just a store, like a bookstore in London, and they, you know, UK covers are different, so I went and picked up 2 books that I knew I wanted the UK covers for. The first being Magnolia Park's Into the Dark, and I'm very sorry about this reflection, but I hope you all could see that okay, because she is stunning. I love these covers so much. The art is so interesting, and I just love them. I don't love that it is probably like 800 pages. What on earth are Magnolia and BJ doing in this book? Like, wow. So I can't wait to get into this probably next month. Me and my book club are reading it, so I think we'll read Daisy Hates The Great Undoing, and then we'll pick up this one. So I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm just so happy with it because these covers, in my opinion, are just so much better than the traditionally published covers, like the feet. They just don't do it for me. And then the second book that I got from Blackwell's was Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands. This is the second book in this series, and I got the UK cover of that book way back when it came out. So I had to have the matching one, and they do look really good together. And everybody says that these are so cozy and so much fun, so I think that I might try to get to these very soon because I love cozy and I love fun, and fairies are great. And then I got my very first Fairy Loot box, so I need you all to skip forward if you don't want to see the February books, but I recently got off the waitlist for the YA and adult book only package, so I got 2 books and they are both so stunning and I was so happy with both of them. So first I got The Crimson Moth by Kristen Casserly. necessarily. I'm not sure, honestly, but this is so stunning, and it's got witches, so I am even more jazzed about it. And so we have this very stunning cover, and then boom, those edges are unreal. They look painted, like I'm sure they are like some version of painted, but they look so good. So I'm very happy with them. But wait, under the dust jacket, are you serious? Oh, look at that. They, ah, it's just so good. It looks so good. And then on the side, you have the book one. So I think that on the inside, it says it's going to be a duology. And then, I mean, it's just so stunning all the way around. This book is beautiful, and it is witches, so I am definitely going to be getting to it soon. So that was the YA book, and this is the adult book, which is A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen, there's a J. And I like this cover a lot, don't get me wrong, but I really enjoy the like traditionally published, maybe like American cover, I don't know, but I really enjoyed that one. But this is really pretty. It's Vikings themed, and it has like these really fun, it looks like Celtic or Celtic marks all the way around it. So the pages are very good looking. The inside is pretty good, but the real winner here is the like end pages in that art. So 1 second. Okay, well, while it's off, I'll go ahead and, ooh, the gold foiling. So we have some fun there. And then on the inside, we have our, I think, main female character, and then very likely our love interest. So this is just so stunning. I am just so obsessed and so excited that I have this subscription now, because if I don't like a book or I don't read the book, I think I'm just going to sell it on Pango. But both of these sound really intriguing to me, and I've seen really good reviews so far. So I am probably just going to keep them for now and then reevaluate later if I enjoy them or not. But I, again, am just very thrilled with them. So a super solid book haul to start off this vlog. I'm very happy with it. And now I am going to go and do some grad school and then walk and read. And I'm in the middle of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and Pip is just going overboard. She has like no sense of self-preservation right now. She is doing some very questionable things that any teenage girl should not be doing. Not in like a, honestly, like in a personal safety way. She should not be doing these things, but that's fine. She is really in on this case and gonna figure it out. So I'm gonna go do that, and I will check in with you all in a bit. Good morning, everyone. Just a really quick update, obviously, because I am like in between this weird little stance right here, and my thighs would die if I just kept squatting like this. But anyway, I read a whopping 1 chapter last night of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and that is so sad. Grad school took way longer than I thought that it would, as it always does. And so I just did not get a lot of reading done, and I also am trying to prioritize sleep this week and not stay up and read later than I should, because my sleep has really been struggling lately, and in turn every other aspect of my life. So I'm trying to do a better job at that this week, but we are gonna try to do better tonight. I have dinner with one of my friends, so hopefully that goes well, and then I come back and I have some time to get some walking in and some reading, and I'll have a better update for you all hopefully by then. So let's go have a good Tuesday. Do you all just see me just bouncing around? This is funny. Let's go have a good Tuesday. Hey there, everyone. It is Tuesday evening now. You all just saw me walking and reading, so I'm a bit flushed. That would be why. But I just finished reading some more of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and I am just finding this so bingeable. Like, we are really getting to the point now in Pip's capstone project where we are just like, everything's escalating really quickly. We're finding out a lot more information and the suspects list is growing, and somebody is now like leaving threatening notes, so she knows she's getting close. So I am very interested to see how this turns out. I think it'll be interesting because I'm not sure how this turns into a 3-book series. It seems like there's a pretty clear resolution to it, but maybe it drags out over 3 books. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I am still enjoying my time with it. And I'm really enjoying Pip's character because I think we can see a lot of her indecision, because in order to find out what's going on, she might have to hurt people that she cares about in the process. And she's also not letting the burdens of this project impact any of her other relationships. So she's keeping it really close to the chest, which I can definitely respect, but also makes me want to scream, like, please tell somebody what's going on. So I am just really enjoying her character. I wish that this was a first-person point of view story so we could get more of her, like, inner working thoughts and what's going on there. I feel like we get a lot of it from this third-person POV, but it could definitely be better had we had a first-person look into her mind's workings. So yeah, really enjoying this one still. I'm on page 275 now, so I have about 100 pages left. So I might try to finish this tomorrow. That would be awesome. And we can then decide where to go from there. Also, I only have the epilogue in my audiobook left, so about 18 minutes there, so we might try to pick up a new audiobook tomorrow, which I am very excited about, and just to get into maybe a jumpstart on my March TBR, because it's basically my February TBR that I didn't finish, just rolling over into March, so we'll just see how that goes. But other than that, I am very tired today for some reason. I'm not completely sure why, but what we're gonna do is gonna go take a shower, get ready for bed. Let's go do that and wind down, and then maybe read a few more pages before bed. Scooty on his throne of towels. Have a good day. It's freezing in here. Do not judge the blanket kilt thing I have going on, and also don't judge the rain or my dog just chewing the life away on a rope. So with all of that out of the way, I do have a reading update for you all. So I did indeed finish For Aunties in a Wedding. I listened to this as an audiobook, and I only had to finish the epilogue this morning, and I will say that the epilogue set up the next book really well, and I believe that comes out in late March. So I'm probably going to finish this series out because now I'm just invested enough in the characters and what's going to happen that can be even more ridiculous than what happened in this book. So we're just going to see this one through. But I think earlier in the vlog I said I really hope that this wraps up in a reasonable way, and I will say that the resolution was the most reasonable part of this book. Like, it just made so much sense, and I kind of like guessed part of it at the beginning, but then it really took a right turn, and I did not see anything else coming, but the resolution really cleared a lot of things up for us. So I was overall happy with that, I would say. So that's that. I feel good about it. I'm giving it 3 stars because it's just pretty ridiculous, and honestly it makes my like heart get like palpitations for whatever reason. I don't know why I'm so connected, but this is just pretty intense stuff, even though I wish it was either more like romance or more like cozy. Like, the cozy vibes could be so immaculate in here. And I will say that this can't be marketed as like a romance book because the romance is so like tertiary to all of the family dynamics and the overall ridiculous plot that's going on. So definitely not a romance. I don't know if it's like a mystery. I don't know what this book is doing. I think that it is totally fine, but if it stuck to one genre, I think it would help a lot of things clear up. And I stand by, and Jessie can call me up, you know, the author. She can call me up if she wants to collaborate on this, but I really think that we should get the aunties in here, like their POV, because I think that would really add just another layer to this story and to get just even more comedic relief from it. And I think that would be so much fun, and we know she can do a good job at it because she's the one who wrote Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers, so we know she knows how to write like an older Indonesian Chinese woman. So we should just sprinkle a little bit of that in here, and I would be one happy camper. But yeah, overall, a good time. Perfectly fine. Probably won't think about it. Honestly, I might think about it more than I think that I'm going to think about it, just because of how insane it was. But you know, that's fine. Maybe in March we'll read the next one together. And now we have 100 pages left of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. The end of the month is tomorrow, so we have to finish this because I am not going into the new month with it. I don't know why I am the way I am about that, but I refuse. We're too close to the end to take this one over, and then it'll be 11 books read in February, which I'm counting as a huge one since it's a short month, and I read Crescent City for basically the entire first week of February, and yeah, that's what I'm going with. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna walk some because we've been tired girls. We have not gotten up to work out in the morning, so we're gonna get our steps in at the very least and get some reading knocked out. So let's do it. Hey everyone, it is Thursday afternoon now. We are done with work, and I had a speaking part in front of a lot of people today that I was really nervous about all week, and I'm pretty sure that I crushed it. So I don't remember it. I just completely black out in instances like that. But everybody else said I did really good, so I can't wait to see that recording and hopefully see that I did a good job. But because of that, I went on a little trip to Barnes that you all came along with me for. So I've been pretty good recently about not acquiring too many books at the same time. I really am being picky about what books I'm bringing in right now because I have a lot on my TBR to get through. So I was very picky and I found this book. It is So Let Them Burn by Camilla Cole, I believe. And I think that this sounds so interesting. And I actually saw one of my mutuals on TikTok had read an arc of this, I believe, and she loved it, like had really high things to say about it. And it's just so interesting because it is like the chosen one of a war after the war has happened, and she's struggling to figure out what to do with her life. And I believe a dragon takes her sister, and someone tells her that the only way to break the like alliance or keep the peace is to kill her sister. And I am just so excited because I just imagine there will be a fair amount of like female rage in here. And I also just love this. So let them burn, like let them burn. I'm gonna keep my sister safe. I'm not gonna do what you all do. So I have a lot of really high hopes for this one, and this is obviously stunning. It's a YA fantasy, and I believe it's the first book in a series. I also think that this book matches the threads that bind really well. Hold on, let me get that. Yeah, so these two books are giving me very similar vibes, and I am kind of here for it. So I don't know, hopefully they're both really good, but this is the book that I got. It's the only book that I got today, and I'm very happy with it. So I also acquired 2 more books today that I'm just borrowing from my friend Darlene, and you all can probably already guess what they are. And she gave me her little book sleeve to keep them all safe because they are quite precious. So she's been lending me this entire series, and I'm very grateful for it. And that is the Heartstopper series. So this is Heartstopper Volume 4 and then Heartstopper Volume 5. And it is just eating me up because we can just see them growing so much on these covers, and they're just growing up together, and it is just so sweet. So I can't wait, obviously, to continue reading this, and then I believe I'll be caught up on all of the books that are out once I complete the 5th volume. So we'll just keep those nice and safe right in here. Okay, and now for an actual reading update, last night I read about 50 pages maybe, I think a little bit more, but I only have about 50 pages left is what I'm trying to say. And I am stressed. I am stressed out right now. Pip has a lot going on. We're closing in on who is threatening her, and it is just somebody I just didn't even think of. I just didn't even think that that was an option. And I feel like there definitely needs to be a trigger warning in here. I can't say anything. I can't say anything, but it tore me up on the inside. So I have about 50 more pages of this, and then I am going to be done with this. I'm hoping to be done with that tonight so that I can just not bring it in to March and then be good. So let's go do everything we need to do before we can sit down and read. Hey there everyone, it is Friday now and it is the first day of March, and how exciting is that? I freaking love the first of the month because me and my husband, I think I've told y'all about this a number of times, but we set goals every month and it just is like a new feeling, like, you know, it's just a new month, we're gonna do great things, and we also have a new TBR for the month, so just a lot of good things that happen on the first. So with that, let me tell you all, because I did indeed finish my book last night, so I ended the month with a solid 11 books read, which was amazing. But let me tell you all how much the last couple of bits of this story absolutely stressed me out. I was like on the edge of my seat. I was so concerned. Like, it just took such a like different twist. Like, it definitely felt very thriller-ish for a minute. Like, I feel like this, wow, I am saying the word like a lot. What is this? A YA mystery, I believe it's marketed as, but I was feeling that it was a bit of a thriller because I was really stressed out there for a minute, but I really enjoyed this book overall. I ended up being so invested in Pip and the story, and the way everything came together in the end made a lot of sense, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it, so I feel like it went really well. I definitely would recommend it. I'd also recommend checking the trigger warnings because for whatever reason I feel as though this took a slightly darker turn for a YA, but also that didn't stop me from really enjoying my time with it. So, and that's really all. I'm giving it 4 stars and I'm very excited to continue on in the series. But last night I felt as though I was just so stressed out that I didn't want to pick up the next book yet. So now that I have had a night to think about it, I'm wondering still if I should pick up the next book or if I should try to read one of my NetGalley arcs for the month. And I'm still unsure. I wish that I could do this in real time so you all could tell me which one to read. Because the 2 options are either picking up Bad Blood, which is the next book in this series, or picking up my NetGalley arc for Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, and I think that that would be like a nice romance, just a little bit of a relief after being quite stressed out in this one. But I also am just so invested in this story and these characters right now that I don't want to put it down. I want to continue to stress myself out with these books. I guess I am just looking for more pain, so I guess I just talked myself into picking up Bad Blood. So that is what we are going to do next. Like I told you all we were going to do at the beginning of this vlog. I didn't know if I was going to deviate from that or not, but apparently we're not. We're just going to go straight for it and just keep on hurting myself. It's not really that bad. I'm just being a tad bit dramatic because I've been pretty tired and my brain is just like, what is happening? Just a little bit quicker to jump to conclusions and get stressed out. It is what it is. And that's really the only reading update because like I said, was pretty tired last night, so I just went right to bed after I finished this bad boy. And now it is Friday afternoon, so I'm probably going to pick up Bad Blood here soon and hopefully read a few chapters because we're going to dinner with book club tonight, so I won't really have much time to read because of that, which is fine. I'm very excited to see them all. But I did look at the weather and it is supposed to be a very nice and rainy weekend, so we already know what we're doing. Just kidding, we have to do some grad school because we have just neglected that entirely, but hopefully we just fly through that so we can get back to reading. And that's it for right now, so I will check back in with you all after I've made a bit of progress in Bad Blood. Good morning morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. It is such a rainy, dreary morning here, and I have definitely been taking it slow because of it. Just gonna move that slightly. But you all saw me wake up and you saw me pick up Good Girl, Bad Blood, so let's do a bit of a reading update on that. I am now 124 pages in, and I am loving this book. I feel like I am just flying through it already, and if I didn't have other things to do, I would just sit down and binge it because it is just so entertaining. It's so fast paced, and we just have that connection to the characters now, so I am even more invested in this story. This story, I believe, picks up like 6 weeks after A Good Girl's Guide to Murder ends, so we aren't that far in the future from what has just happened, but we are seeing Pip, and she is on the other side of this murder mystery, and she is just like, I understand that it took over a lot of my life. Maybe that wasn't the healthiest thing for me to do. She talks about how her mom is concerned about her addictive personality traits, and she is just kind of feeling a little bit more lost, less like herself now, because she used to have this thing that she was very obsessed with solving, and now nothing is just striking her interest quite the same anymore. But when something close to her happens, she is just begging the police. She's like, please look into this. Do not make me do this again. And I felt like I was so just emotional for her because it just sounded so raw. Like, please don't make me do this again, because she realizes like how dangerous what she did was and how much she put herself and others in danger. But now she can't not respond and help this person. So she is back on another mystery, and that's not like, if you read the back of the book, that is what this book is about. She is taking on something new, and yeah, we're gonna watch her do that. It's very interesting because now she has a podcast where she talked about the entire murder investigation of the first book. So now we're getting to see a little bit about how the media is impacting her and how it's also going to help and I think be more prevalent in this case. And I think that's why we have the headphones here, to kind of indicate the podcast that she has going on. But I don't know that for sure. I know that the cover for A Good Girl's Guide to Murder had the murder board, and that played a pretty key role in that book. So I think the headphones might be for the podcast that she has in this book. I'm definitely already very entertained by it. I just really feel for Pip because you just get to watch her go from kind of being more aloof. She didn't really have anything grounding her, or didn't feel like her purpose was as intense as it was when she was trying to solve the other murder mystery. But now she's starting to feel that way again, and it feels, you can tell that she just feels good when she has something that is really driving her or really intriguing to her, but how quickly it can just topple into something that's unhealthy. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see her go throughout this book and how she hopefully tries to find a balance with it, but I also highly doubt it. So that was a lot, obviously, but I am just loving this book and this series way more than I thought I was going to. So I can't wait to keep talking to you all about this. I know I won't be able to say much since it is, the second book in a series, but I think I can give like general overarching themes and how I'm feeling about it. So that is that. It is about 10 a.m. now, so I'm gonna go swap the laundry and get my grad school work done. So hopefully I can just be donezo with that and then be good for the rest of the weekend and not have to worry about it. So let's go get to that so we can hopefully get back to reading a bit more later. Happy Sunday, everyone. It is about 11 a.m. now. I've gone to the grocery store. We took Scooty for a walk, and it's actually super nice outside today. So I'm really hoping to continue reading outside this afternoon a little bit more and get some of that vitamin D that we have not gotten in a long time. And also this upcoming week feels like we are not going to get any of it either. So I'm going to try to soak it up while I can. So a quick reading update for you all. I am now on page 260. So about halfway through. I think I have 140 pages left, and I fully intend on finishing this book today because I'm just so intrigued by it, and I just want to spend a lot of time in this world, not necessarily like rushing through it, but I know that once we get to like the last 100 pages that I am just going to want to binge it and just see what is happening. So it's definitely still kept my interest. There are a lot of different clues that are happening. Some of it's kind of eerie, and I just feel like the overall vibe is really interesting now that we have this podcast component in there with it. So I'm having a really good time with it, and I can't wait to see where it goes. Next, though, my first Illumicrate box came in yesterday, and so if you don't want to see, I guess, February's pick, feel free to just fast forward. But I wanted to show you all because I have not heard of this book, but it is To Cage a God, and I haven't taken it out of its wrapping yet because I don't know if I'm going to keep it based on the reviews, which is really sad. But it is really pretty. It has like this weird like rib cage thing going on, and then the pages look like a stained glass window, I think. So I don't know. Overall, like the premise of this book sounds really cool, but I don't think people agree that it was executed well. It's a YA fantasy, and I believe in this world there are gods, and somebody caged a god and kind of destroyed them and made their daughters out of these gods. So they're now divine, but something happens and they have to decide whether to like break down this entire empire, try to rule it. I think. I have not read it, and that was a brief skim of the Goodreads summary. And it sounds really interesting. I believe like it's Russian like inspired. I don't know. It sounds really interesting. I might try it out, but the Goodreads reviews are not favorable of this book at all. And not to say you should always trust them. You should form your own opinions, but typically they don't lead me too far astray. But overall, a pretty stunning book. I hope that it is as just enjoyable as the cover is. So that is kind of my update for this morning. I'm going to do a bit more of grad school work, probably until lunch, and then hopefully read outside for a bit and also update my reading journal. So those are my plans for the day. I am definitely excited about them. I'm going to try to spend a fair bit of time outside. So I will see you all hopefully out there. Everyone, it is Sunday night now and I'm about to wind down, but I wanted to give you all one last reading update before I ended this vlog, and that is that I finished Good Girl Bad Blood by Holly Jackson, and wow, I am just continuously impressed by this series because we just are always on our toes. There's always one more piece of information that's being found out. It's just so fast paced, and we also get to see, I think, such raw emotions coming from Pip, even though it's in a third person point of view. And I just feel for her all the time. Like this rage that she has inside of her, you can like literally feel it in your gut, like opening up, ready to consume you the same way that Pip does. And I am just really, really enjoying her character, how it's all evolving, and I think that I'm going to continue to love this because she has had definitely some trials and tribulations so far, but I think we're going to get even more in the next book, As Good as Dead. So I gave this 4.5 stars and rounded it up to 5 on Goodreads because I just cannot get over how much I'm just into this series right now. Like, even though it's a YA mystery, I just feel so connected to it and am loving it so much. So I can't wait to see what's next in store for these characters. And that's kind of it. So I just finished this one up, so I'm probably going to start As Good as Dead soon, but I'm just going to update my book journal for the night and then probably start that a little bit, but nothing too crazy for the rest of the vlog, and I'll end it more formally tomorrow, but just wanted to share with you all how good this ended up being. So I am just highly recommending this series because I'm just so intrigued by it and it's so interesting and I just never want to put it down. So that's that. I am very happy with that. I'm glad that I got some good sun time in today because it's supposed to rain this entire next week. So soaked it up, had a good night, and finished a really good book. So I'm calling it a win. Hey there everyone, just stopping in to close out this vlog, so let's do a quick recap on everything that I read this week. I can't remember which one I finished first, so I'm going to start with For Aunties and a Wedding by Jessie Q. Sutanto. This was an audiobook and I gave it 3 stars. I feel like this series, again, is just very unbelievable, and this one was even more so than the first one. Am I still going to finish the series with the last book that's coming out in March? Yes, I am. But I just feel like there could be a few things done differently that would add a lot of benefit to the book, and that's that. It's okay. It's just I'm waiting for it to be great. Next, I finished A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson, and I gave this one 4 stars. I had such a fun time with this book, getting to understand Pip's character and watching her go out of her way to really understand the truth of this case that she is bringing back to life. I had so much fun with it. I feel like you have to understand that there's a bit of improbability as well with the high schooler doing police work, but you know, crazier things have happened in this world. So even still, I had such a good time with it and felt like I could really relate to Pip and understood all of her emotions, even though it was a third-person POV narrative. So I really enjoyed this book, gave it 4 stars, so fast-paced, and was so excited to jump into the next one that I did. And we finished Good Girl Bad Blood by Holly Jackson, and I still ate this book up. I gave it 4.5 stars because even more so now that I was connected to the characters, and most importantly Pip, I just ate this book up. I did not want to put it down ever. It was so fast-paced with new information all the time. And I felt like the emotions in here were just so raw. Like, even though we couldn't see Pip's inner mind, we still could feel everything that she was going through. And I ate it up. It was so good. I had so much fun with it and am just so excited to continue on with this series. So, spoiler alert, I have already picked up As Good as Dead, so you'll have to watch my next weekly vlog to hear all of my commentary about that book. But 3 books in a week, not too shabby. I will take it and call it a win. Thank you all, as always, for hanging out with me this week. It was pretty fun. I had some really good reads that I was very into and really good book mail as well. So I had a fantastic time and can't wait for the next one, which I'm about to start right now. So I will see you all there. Bye.